I mean, we learned that early in education. Has your department been processing and responding to the FOIA requests? Yes, they have. No, they haven't. I'll even accept an I don't know.
Yeah, we take FOIA requests very seriously, and we have been responding.
So yes.
We take FOIA requests very seriously, and we have been responding.
What color's your suit?
I'd be happy to focus on
Yeah,
our
some
budget.
respect for the secretary.
I'm just trying to figure out if we can answer a question.
I'd be happy to.
Welcome back to the program. What we just witnessed at the House Committee on Education and the Workforce hearing is a chilling reality check regarding the state of public education in America. Representative Lisa McClain took the microphone and did exactly what federal oversight is designed to do. She demanded accountability from entrenched, out-of-touch bureaucrats who are currently running our public school systems into the ground. From a conservative Republican perspective, this hearing cuts directly to the core of student safety, common sense, and parental rights. We are watching a public school administration that has become so utterly consumed by far-left woke ideology that they have completely inverted basic morality. Think about the absolute failure exposed here, a system where biological realities are denied, the privacy of young students in vulnerable spaces is discarded, and the administrative state punishes the victims while coddling the perpetrators. Instead of defending a logical, just policy that protects children, the superintendent retreated into vague, evasive talking points. But McClain didn't let him off the hook. She dismantled his scripted defenses with razor-sharp prose and relentless prosecutorial force. Get ready, because this clip exposes the administrative rot in our schools like nothing else. If you are ready for honest, conservative analysis that stands up for parents and shreds the woke educational establishment, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications right now.
And thank you, Mr. Secretary, for being here. I'm just amazed. I hear my mom talking in the back of my brain. She's on that shoulder. She always said, Lisa, if you make a deal, you got to hold up your end of the bargain. And Lisa, if you have a right to something, you have an obligation as well. Seems like we want to pick up one end of the stick, but not the other. So I want to take a moment and just, since it's Mother's Day, and thank my mom for all the wisdom and guidance that she has given me on rights and responsibilities. And if you pick up one end of the stick, you pick up the other. So thanks, Mom. Switching gears a minute, in 2021, you had a hearing before this committee, and you said you believed all colleges, right, should be treated equally. Is that still your position?
I do.
Awesome. And I want to protect the students and the taxpayers, but the idea that the department can act unilaterally to forgive student debt using the borrower defense program to discharge student debt, to me is alarming. It's concerning. And I hear my mom in the back of my head. Mr. Secretary, I'm trying to get some data before I just talk about opinions. Do you know, or can you tell me how many public universities have had claims approved under the loan discharge program?
Are you saying the borrower defense
Yeah.
actions? Yeah, I can have my staff reach out to you with specifics about that, but the borrower defense is
Wonderful.
really protecting students from bad actors that are
Absolutely.
selling them.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And I think there's bad actors in public universities, private universities.
Yeah.
You're always going to find bad actors. I wish we were all perfect, but that's not the world we live in. Do you have, or can you get me the data on the number of career colleges that have also had claims approved?
Sure, we'd be happy to follow up with
Okay.
information
When can I
on that.
expect that?
Well, we engage in feedback and communication with the committees regularly, so we'll make sure we act in good faith to continue that communication to get you the
So
information
July
in a timely
1st,
way.
you think we should
I'll have
at
my
least
team
have
reach
it?
out to your team very soon to share when you could expect that.
I'm sorry. You
I
have
will
no
have
idea
my-
when you're going to be able to get me the data?
Well, we have 45 letters that were sent to us, and we're working in good faith to make sure we communicate
But it's really
reasonably.
simple. I'm just trying to get the data on how many public universities and private universities have had claims approved under this loan discharge program.
I'm sure that information could be gathered, and I'll have my team reach out to yours.
Is it, I appreciate that. I'm kind of looking for a date.
That's fine. I'll have my team reach out to yours to share with you a date that you can receive that information. It's important that you have the information, and it's
I would agree too, and with as much money as we give the Department of Education and as much as we care about the students, I would think somebody has this data.
Yeah.
So you want to say August 1st? That's like 3 months. I would think we could be able to get this data in a 3-month period of time.
Yeah, we think it's really important to communicate with you, and I'll have my team reach out to yours to share a timeline of when we can get that information to you.
Am I the only one that thinks that? Okay, all right. Well, thank you for your speedy expedience on this. Okay. I understand that there's also been a lot of FOIA requests made by private organizations and institutions trying to get information on these claims and have not received them yet. Has your department been processing and responding to these requests?
Absolutely.
Okay.
The Department of Education is committed to being very clear and providing information with oversight. We take that very seriously.
We just
We're
don't
very
take the
responsive.
timeline seriously.
We've provided over 2,400 pages of documents in this Congress alone. We've responded to 45 letters this Congress alone, and we're going to continue to take that very seriously
How many
because
employees do you
oversight
have
is
in the
important.
department? How many employees do you have in your department, and what's your budget?
Roughly under 4,000.
Under 4, okay. Okay. So I'm going to take that as a yes. You have been processing and responding to these FOIA requests?
We take that very seriously, and
That's,
we
that's
have
a great
been.
answer to a question I didn't ask. So can we just stick with the question? Yes or no? We learned that early in education. Has your department been processing and responding to the FOIA requests? Yes, they have. No, they haven't. I'll even accept an I don't know.
Yeah, we take FOIA requests very seriously, and we have been responding.
So yes.
We take FOIA requests very seriously, and we have been responding.
What color's your suit?
I'd be happy to focus on
You
our
have some
budget.
respect for the secretary.
I'm just trying to figure out if we can answer a question.
I'd be
Okay.
happy to
All right.
speak to
Madam
the
Chair, I
budget
think
as
this
well.
information is vital, not only for the oversight role, but also to understand President's request for a 600% increase in the budget in the Student Financial Aid Office. I hope that you're willing to work with me to get this data from the department and get it in actually a timely fashion for the American taxpayers. So with that, Madam Chair, I yield back.
Thank you, Ms. McClain. I intend to try to.
That was an absolute rhetorical dismantling by Representative Lisa McClain. If you ever wanted ironclad proof that our public school administrations have been thoroughly captured by radical ideologues who care more about bureaucratic self-preservation than the safety of children, you just watched it live on the congressional record. Let's break down the sheer, jaw-dropping absurdity of the scenario McClain laid bare. We are talking about a locker room incident where 3 boys complained to their administrators after discovering they were being filmed by a biological female in their private changing area. Under any baseline standard of common sense, decency, and basic law, those boys are the victims of a severe privacy violation. Yet, in the upside-down universe of Loudoun County Public Schools, the victims who spoke up were handed a massive 10-day suspension while the perpetrator walked away with a slap on the wrist. Isn't it fascinating how the institutional left always preaches about safe spaces and protecting the vulnerable, right up until those concepts conflict with their preferred cultural narratives? Look at how Superintendent Aaron Spence handled the cross-examination. When McClain pressed him on this staggering disparity, his immediate reflex was to hide behind the classic deep state shield. I'm not at liberty to speak on specifics. McClain's counterpunch was perfect. She called it out for exactly what it was, a conscious choice to remain silent because the truth is completely indefensible. When she forced him into a hypothetical scenario to bypass his bureaucratic excuses, his response was even more pathetic. He repeatedly parroted the phrase, "We would never discipline students absent a violation of our disciplinary policies." What the heck does that even mean? It is a non-answer designed to mask a total moral failure. It proved that the system values compliance with radical administrative codes over the foundational rule of law and basic human decency. From a policy and conservative perspective, this exchange carries massive national implications. This isn't just an isolated incident in one Virginia county. It is a systemic symptom of a taxpayer-funded activist machine operating across the entire country. School districts are actively rewriting safety guidelines, cutting parents out of the loop, and using administrative discipline as a weapon to silence anyone who dares to point out that the emperor has no clothes. How will this affect public opinion? It is going to ignite a firestorm of parental outrage. When everyday moms and dads watch an overpaid bureaucrat completely choke on national television because he cannot logically explain why a school punished victims of voyeurism, the remaining trust in these public institutions evaporates entirely. Lisa McClain spoke for millions of furious parents when she called his answers weak and pathetic. This confrontation wasn't just a political win, it was an essential exposure of institutional rot. It proved that conservatives are fully prepared to drag these hidden administrative double standards out into the bright light of day, demand absolute transparency, and fight to restore safety and sanity to America's classrooms.